to people in Europe, and it's almost evening here. Welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. My name is Mireille Tulekima. I'm known as the Greatness Engineer, and I'm going to be your host today. I'm the founder of the Mireille Tulekima Global Leadership Organization, and that's the organization actually sponsoring the show. And this organization is about empowering individual and organization to really take care of their own destiny and become the best that they can be. So today we have some special guests. We have a husband and wife. Carola and Michael are going to be our guests today. Just to present a little bit who we're going to be interacting with today. Carola is considered to be an expert in the field of Equestrian language. So that's something that I've never heard about. So it's going to be very interesting for me to know a little bit of about what Equestrian language is about. And she's also, she focuses a lot on authentic behavior and coaching. So she's been traveling all over the world and inspire people into becoming, better. And that's what this show is all about. And she's also set a mental health care institute with her husband, Michael, who is one of our guests as well today. And they provide, critical support in the healing process for young women and, and as they recover over their illness and life challenges. So she's going to talk a little bit about all of this, during the show, because that's a very interesting and inspiring story, because she's been herself, she suffered herself from mental health, and then we're gonna see how she managed to, triumph from that. She's a born-again Christian, and she wants to inspire and empower women to break, their chain and step into their greatness, which is really aligned with what we're doing here with the show. Michael is, Carola's husband, is a revenue growth strategist, a CEO and coach, and also an international speaker specializing in innovation, marketing, and sales. So he loves, building businesses and, taking them to the next level. So he's started 8 new companies in his career, and like everybody, I think, starting entrepreneurship, there's been some failure. So three of the companies I've gone into, I've just gone into, I've been lost into bankruptcy. So he's going to talk about it. I hope to explain to us as well how he managed to, to recover from this failure. And today he owns a consulting company, so a software company. And together with Carola here present, they run the mental health care institute that I was talking about. So Michael is passionate about inspiring and empowering entrepreneurs and to give them, their best self in order to have successful business and fulfilling life, because that's important as well. It's good to be, successful, but you have to be fulfilled and love your life. So Carola and Michael, first of all, welcome to, the Greatness Engineering Hour show. It is such an honor and a privilege to have you. And, I'm really excited to spend the next hour with you. So I'm just going to start, to ask you, each one of you to, to present yourself a little bit more in detail and, tell us who you are, what you do, and really what's your story. So who wants to start?
Hello, my name is Michael Knulst. Thank you for this beautiful introduction, Raya. I love your show. It's very inspiring. The people you invite, every time you to find them, to track them, and go really deep. And that's what it's all about. It's about inspiring, touching, and but also moving and empowering people, so that they not only get inspired but also get into action. And that's what I'm all about. I have a career of building companies, building SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises, and I've been doing that for nearly 30, I think 35 years already. So and it's always, I always, in the Netherlands they call that the tropical years when you start a company, and I think people who are listening and can recognize that when you start something new, it's always taking you far more, it's taking you out of your comfort zone, and it's you have to give the best of yourself. And I think that's where life's all about. It's about excellence, it's about giving the best you have to give. And no matter what you do in life, whether you are working as an employee for a company, or you're your own boss, you're a teacher, or a caretaker, it's always about giving the best you have to give. And every day I realize that, and I'm grateful that that we are in good health. We are vital still, although the years are going very fast, and it's you read my story. Building companies, it's taking you it takes a lot of energy, and you have to give the best yourself. You have to be vital, you have to be in good shape, and that's what I like about helping entrepreneurs to scale their business. That's what I currently am doing, and yeah, I really love what I do.
That's fantastic, and you're really right. I mean, whatever you do, it's always about trying to be the best, trying to be better than you were yesterday, and take action to be able to keep moving and keep improving. So that's really a strong message, and I like this message, because that's what I'm really trying to do for this show, to make sure that people see, you know, how it's done, how it's been done, and believe that they can do it as well and become the best that they can be. So Carola, what about you? I'm really intrigued to know a little bit more about what you do, especially with the language, the Equestrian language. So, just, tell us a little bit more.
Yes, I'm working with the horses, but that is one of the things or one of the I don't want to use the word tools, because the horses are I'm working with the horses together to empower other people, and it's in different kind of ways. So I work with them in the from my knowledge of the equestrian language, and I work with them to empower the girls that live with us. We have girls with autism, ADD, and psychosocial problems living with us, and I coach them. I give therapy with them, also with the horses, and because they mirror not only our behavior, they mirror our intentions and what's really going on inside of us. You have very fast transformations. So we have a big mansion in the middle of the woods, and so we have a very quiet place for the girls to live and to take small steps into the world again. So we empower them to grow, and my main goal when I meet somebody or when I work with somebody is to find the one spot, the one thing that is really your passion, that's really your drive, and where your eyes start to sparkle. And that's what I do with the girls that live with us, but also with companies, with entrepreneurs, to empower them and to really find your authentic way of and why you're here on earth, and what you can contribute to the others.
So, I mean, because I mean, it's quite new to me. So did you have to go through a process? Is there like a learning and education process that you had to go through to be able to speak with the, with the animals and with the horses, and understand what they actually, tell us, because it's quite unusual. Or is it something more spiritual, or is it something more practical that anybody can do, or is it, I just want to understand a little bit more.
Yes. The horses have their own language, like other animals. They have their own language, and they communicate through body. About 96% of their language is body language.
Okay.
So everybody can learn to see the body language, although about 52% is very small signals. So you have to become aware of what they are signaling, and how they intend, what their intention is when they when you see a muscle in their jaw contract, then you need to combine it with the other signals they have in order to be able to know what they want you to know how they feel. So they, for example, if I give an example, when I work with a girl that is that she wants to work on an issue of not setting her boundaries, then and the horse shows me by turning his head off whenever the girl comes close. To me, it's a signal to help to see that she doesn't only set her own boundaries, but she also goes over the boundaries of other people. So she needs to become aware of what she is doing as well. So to me, yeah, it's spiritual as well, but to me, you can learn the body language of the horses, and but it's also about managing yourself, your own emotions, your own. If I have a different intention and I'm not congruent, my body language is not congruent with what my intention is or what my feelings are, then the horses will address the most strong feeling.
Okay.
Yes. So it's always confronting, and I had to learn a lot before I could step up. I started as a riding instructor, and I was.
And then you worked away. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's because I've never heard of. The specialty that you do. So that's really good to know that there are things that we don't know actually, and it's a good education for me. I just wanted to ask both of you how you actually got to do what you do. What was the process? Because I know, discussing with Michael, there's been very hard time for you as a couple and as individual as well. So I just want to know a little bit. I want you to tell us, the story, and then how you managed to get to where you are, and what really drove you, and what was the narrative that you were telling yourself in those difficult moments.
Yeah, to me, I started off as a highly sensitive kid, always aware of everything around me, and I often felt not understood. So the horses to me were a safe haven. They were just. I could talk to them, and I felt more at ease when I was with the horses. Now, after all these years, I know why, because there's a whole process going on, and when you're on the horse, things are going on in your mind that is getting you more balanced. But to me, it was a journey of discovering myself, of trying to empower myself, and the horses are honest. So they didn't say, no, you're okay, you're okay. They just mirrored how I was acting. But whenever I just changed just my behavior slightly, I would get another reaction, a different reaction. And so they responded in a different way, and it helped me to see how I was behaving and not why when I got frustrated, then they helped me to see it and to feel it and to really make the change from the inside out. And then I got the reaction I really wanted, without taking it. So it was a whole process, and we had to. We started in 2007 with healthcare. I was invited because I used to teach around the world on body language with horses, and then I got invited to do a part of a summer course for young adults with autism, and that was a great success, and that's how I ended up in the world of autism. And so we got the question of somebody. I was working at a company where they work with young adults with autism, and I did build several programs on how to work with horses, and I developed a couple of methods on how to work with horses and autism in the social care, and so that's how we ended up in the social care. We got some questions that one of the girls I was coaching, if she could live with us. So that's how it started in a natural way.
So I'm just curious, Michael, because I can see that, for Carola, it was more of a personal experience, and then a lot of spirituality as well involved. And tell me if I'm wrong, because you said you're more an action person. So how did you connect with all of this? And how did it help you with what you're doing as an entrepreneur?
Yes, it's a good one. I started my journey of becoming truly aware, when I was aged, I think, in my mid-30s, so quite late. So sometimes people say ignorance is a bliss, but people who are not aware, I don't think it's a bliss. You're sleeping, you're performing, so I was very performance driven. That was what I did, that was what I knew, performance. So I started my career with in IT companies, and I managed to work myself up in managing direction positions, but then everything turned around when my former wife said she could miss me, but she was going to try anyway, because I was never at home. I was always away, and when I was always busy with performing, with my business, with money. So that was a great wake-up call, I think. And then I had a coach, and she but I didn't understand human relationships. To be more specific, I didn't know what it was to be in a loving relationship. And I always thought I was Mr. Wonderful. Obviously, I was not. So it was a great wake-up call.
You believe in yourself, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where ignorance comes in. So you're really happy with yourself, but obviously your wife isn't. And then I started to go to explore the world of spirituality. My coach, she advised me to go to a breathing workshop. So I came there in my costume, and there were all spiritual people, hippie people, and I was really shocked because I couldn't relate to these people. And but because my coach said it is good for you, I tried to sit out the first day, and then something really happened. It really changed my heart. It really touched my heart. And at the end of the 3-day workshop, I didn't want to go home anymore. So, and then I started, okay, now I'm going to immerse myself in spirituality, because this is a whole new world. It's a whole new realm. I never knew this. I couldn't relate to it. So I started to learn and follow all kind of workshops. And then some, you get coaches, you get role models. So I went to Anthony Robbins, T. Harv Eker, and Carola. I met Carola at one of these workshops.
Okay, that's
so we were very passionate about. That was where the click came in, or the fit. We were both very passionate about personal growth.
Personal growth, yeah, which is very important.
Yeah. And from there, we got into. I was already divorced, and then I met Carola, and I start. I told you, immersing myself in spirituality. But I was searching and searching, but I didn't know what I wanted to, where I was looking for.
Yeah.
And that's quite strange, because you don't know what you're looking for, but you are searching. In search for, okay, whatever it is. And so we had a whole together. We had quite a journey. Also, we ended up with an Indian guru, and very interesting about Tantra. They say Tantra is about loving and caring, but to me it's all about sex. That was the trigger for me. But eventually we were invited by one of my business acquaintances for a meeting in a church, and we weren't religious or in other way. And then I got struck, and it hit me, and I became a born-again Christian. We both were baptized, and we married, and so it was a journey of and that's always interesting when something happens. It's crisis, it's personal crisis, and it's depending how you respond. It's always about how do you respond on situations. Do you accept, and do you take responsibility? And are you going into the action, or are you going to stay wherever you are? So I decided to step into it, to find myself, my mission, who I was, all these things. And so to me, it was something really bad happening to me, and in the end, it became a blessing.
Yeah. So basically a blessing in disguise, and that's sometimes what we don't realize is that, you know, when we face a situation, if we look at it from a static way or from a negative point of view, we miss out the blessing, because the blessing is actually behind all of this. And it's important that people understand that and they don't give up. And so that's really something to remind people all the time. Because, you know, your attitude and, like you said, taking responsibility of you know, for your life, and also acknowledging that we are not a one-dimension human being. We have different dimensions, like you discover the spiritual side plus your practical side, and, you know, it actually made something spectacular. So that's very good to know. Just, you know, because you started the discussion, what would be, you know, things that you would recommend to people who are struggling right now, who've tried and failed, and, you know, are really in the spiral of negative, you know, all the negative attitude? What would you tell them? I mean, especially, you know, we have a lot of entrepreneurs listening to this show. What would you, I mean, recommend them? What are the tools that you've, you know, used when you were really low in your life, and what process did you go through that you can, you know, share with them?
first of all, never, ever, ever, ever give up. It's all about character. And always take a step back and surround yourself with great people. It's very important. What I missed, if I look back on my life, I really missed a coach. When I was very young of age, I didn't have a coach. All young people, they're all very ambitious, and everybody was focusing on his or her own career. And since we we were surrounded with all young people, there was nobody taking care of you. And that's not a problem, because you have to fight, you have to conquer, and you have to take your own position. And that's what I like, what I'm doing now. I besides building companies and scaling companies, I also coach and train young people, young entrepreneurs, students, because I know how important it is that you have someone who is not only teaching you the skills, but also pointing you on the importance of mindset, that success is a choice. And it's also what God wants us to do. God is all about excellence. It's not about perfection. It's about excellence, giving the best you have to give. And it's always about giving. It's not about you. It's about the other people you can help. You have to focus on the other people, on your customers, on your students, on your clients. It's always, okay, how can I help them to get what they want? How can I help them improve their lives? And when you are down, you are always focusing on yourself. You have a pity party with yourself. And again, it's not about you. It's, okay, what can you do for the world? What can you do for other people? And when you, in that process, you start taking the focus from you to other people, to help them, and by that, and that's so how our Creator made us. It's one of the profound secrets in life. It's when you start giving, the universe works like a mirror. The universe will give back to you, not always in the way you expected it, but you have to give. That's what I learned from all the spiritual people, but also from my latest coaches, and I still have coaches, and it's so important to have a great coach who has what you already what you also want to have. So you have to find your role models.
So that's so a lot of very important point. Never ever giving up. That's one point. Make sure that we have a larger vision. I mean, understand that it's we actually on her for something bigger than ourselves, and stop really focusing on us when we are down. And and what I understand from you as well is give first, and then you'll get back what you give, and that's that's part of life, or even on a spiritual level. It's always like that. It's just like you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror and then give back to people, and it's going to come back to you. Wow, it's just so powerful. I really like it. Carola, what do you think? What are your or you agree completely with Michael and you don't have anything to add?
Well, yes, it's like Michael described. This is our vision and our mission as well. And one of the books we read is from Franciscus Assisi. And he says one of his big statements is, "It is in the giving that you will receive." And this is how we want to live. This is how we want to give. And so in our company, in working with our employees, in working with the we both have 2 companies, and so in the companies we have, but also with the clients, with the girls that live with us, we try to teach and to give, always to give and always to teach. So to excel yourself and always make sure that you you give more worth than what you get back.
Okay. So basically give, to the extreme, basically. And, without expecting to get back the same thing, it's going to come back as it comes. But you're not the one defining how it's going to come. You just give without, expecting anything.
And it's not about expecting something back. And because when you let go of getting something back, you give room for things to come back. So
and we are unlimited, and that's and that's what the whole the church is all about as well, telling us that we shouldn't be scared of giving because there's so much for everybody. So there's no limit with God. It's just fully open. So
the only restriction,
exactly.
The only
so
restriction is in your own mind.
So the mindset that Michael was talking about is very important. Having the right mindset, and and really being clear about the fact that we live in an unlimited world, and we're just limiting ourselves with our mindset. So that's so that's really good. Oh, fantastic! I really like this discussion. I just just wanted to step back a little bit. I know I'm talking to Michael that you went through a difficult period when, Carola, you had, you were really suffering from, mental health problems. And I just want to know, through this experience, what changed after everything came back to normal? And know a little bit about the personal journey that you went through, and what were the specific roadblocks that you have to face, and how did you come through as as an individual and also as a couple.
You talked with Michael already, so I'm just. What I had an accident, and after the accident, I just my body didn't work as I wanted it to work. It just didn't function. I could do about 30 to 40% of the normal work I did. So everything collapsed. My company collapsed. My private life had an influence on our marriage as well. And so I had to we tried to find help in different kind of ways, and it just didn't work out. It didn't help me to get my power back. And well, I ended up in some kind of resting home where because I couldn't take care of the animals anymore. My body and mental, I was completely down. And what I learned over there, I spent a lot of time with God. I had time to read, to spend time in the Bible, and to learn on how God sees me, and how He appreciates me the way He's made me. And it's not about how I think I am. It's how He knows I am. And so my self-worth during the whole I discovered that my self-worth was far below zero, and I had to understand how God sees me in order to help me to build and to do it step by step to get another vision of myself. And so I really had a lot of the horses helped me a lot in this process. because they accepted me just as I am, and I didn't accept myself the way I was. So just becoming aware is the first step. Then you have to accept the way you are after becoming aware of where you are at the moment, and then you get the transformation, and then you get to your
expand.
To expand and to empower and get help other people again. Yes.
Wow. So basically, there's actually a process. So there's the awareness, because sometimes we don't actually know, and then the acceptance, which is a big step, because a lot of people get stuck at this level.
Exactly.
And and really start to use your own experience to empower others, and realize that, I mean, you have a gift, and at the end of the day, God made you perfect the way you are, and you have a mission, and you're always going to be loved by Him, and that's really the message, and it's really profound, and in a way, I always tell people, everything happened for a reason. You had to go through this really difficult situation to come actually stronger than you would have,
Exactly. Yes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Mariah, may I add something to that? Because it's the process where Carola was struggling and fighting against herself and all the challenges she had. And this is a message also for couples, specifically for men. When I was in the relationship with Carola, I realized that it was, as men, we have a tendency to look at, to focus on ourselves. And when we were in a relationship, it was she and me, I and Carola.
Yeah.
But when you are married, in a biblical way, how God sees it, it's not you or me, it's about we. At the beginning, when Carola was faced with very big mental health and physical health challenges, in the beginning I was, you have a problem. You have a problem, and okay, it's costing me time. It's freaking me out. But then God showed me that it's not about you and me, it's about we. So it's not Carola has a problem, we have a problem. The moment I realized that, I could see that, then our whole relationship changed dramatically. So it was also, this was a blessing in disguise for our relationship. And for our building a new healthy foundation in our relationship, and that's so important, because it's when people are married, there are still two individuals. So I really had to learn and to understand that when I give Carola the best I have to give, it also impacts your relationship in a very positive way. So that's one of the key learnings from me for, okay, how are relationships, how does God see relationships, healthy relationships.
And it's good that you remind this, because especially nowadays, it's about individualities, even in every single, relationship apart from marriage. So it's important to remember, people, that we are actually all connected.
Yeah.
So whatever we give it to ourselves, because we are connected to every single individual, and it's even stronger as a married, as a couple, because at the end of the day, we are in it together. It's a teamwork, and we are one person. And you reference God as, He Himself is free person, the Christ and the Spirit and Himself. So it's just the same thing that we still need to, you know, to regurgitate to people, and which is still a struggle. And I'm very happy you guys actually went through it, because sometimes it just, you know, when there's something like that, it strains the relationship, and like you said, the individuality, you know, take over, and then it ends up with, you know, a break completely. So that's good. So yeah, it's quite an amazing story actually. And how did you relate all of this? Is it the reason that you decided to, you know, to start this mental health, and then, you know, have other people to come in so that you could actually spread this philosophy as well? I presume, is it?
Yeah, it's. I always say your path will unfold itself when you are moving forward. And this unfolded itself because of what happened with Carola, and she started working with an organization which was focused on helping children, young kids with autism, all kind of problems, together with the horses. It was very therapeutical. And then step by step, it unfolded itself, and it also gave me the time to open my heart, because I'm coming from a business background. My language is about performance, revenue, profits. Yes. So now I had to learn it's from the head. Okay, now I had from the heart. Okay, what can we give these young people? How can we help them? How can we help them get their life back into order, to create a new foundation for them, so that they could grow, they could heal, they could recover, and then so that's it went step by step.
Yeah. So that's, you know, and what I like is really about, you know, the idea that you create new foundation, because sometimes you think that, and people get stuck about it, if they had a bad start, let's say, I don't know, or, you know, they've been sick, or they've been abused or something, they get stuck, and then they don't really get, you know, the courage, or they just, you know, leave it and then get an excuse and say, okay, I don't want to move. But and so it's good to have those stories to understand that there's always, you know, there's always a faith, you know, and then if you really, you know, believe, and you'll get through it. One question that I have, because obviously it was a personal process that you went through. Are you working with some, you know, organization in the Netherlands using your method, or, you know, or the process that you're using with the children in your mental health institute?
Yeah. First, we are now. Growing very fast. We're expanding. First we did it in our own home, very small. We had a small home, and then the girls start living with us. And then when more girls came in, Carola, we decided to move to a very small, tiny house we also had on our territory. So we decided, okay, we are going to live in a very small place, so the girls can have all the room together. And then we decided to scale. I'm still a business person, and I'm always looking, okay, if this is working, okay, we can help more women.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's important when you have something that is working, really working. I think it's your responsibility to share that with the world, and because we were very frustrated, because there were many parents who wanted us to help their daughter to recover and to heal, but we didn't have any. It was too small, so we decided to expand. Therefore, now we are here living in an estate in the woods, and we are now developing. We are expanding our vision. We are working our method in a more profound way. And so the next step we are going to expand here. So we take it step to step, because I always think life is about growth.
Yeah.
Growth of yourself. It always starts with yourself, your vision, your relationship, and what you have to give. So we are now we have started this project. And now we are already thinking, oh, the next project and the next project.
Yeah, and because I mean it works, so it's normal that you keep on trying to expand, because you want to help more people, and and especially mental health. It's actually a global issue. I mean, here in Australia, it becomes really a big issue, especially with men and young adults. So it's something that needs to be shared, and so people understand that people have gone through the process. They know how to help, and that's very important. So that's really good, really good. One of the questions that I wanted to do, I mean, with all this tremendous work that you've been doing. Obviously, I just want to, because it's not easy, I can say. I mean, so what keeps you going, and what are your really expectations for the future? And is it about legacy? And if it's about legacy, what legacy do you want to leave behind you? Because that's really a big project, and that's really something that can actually expand internationally.
Yeah. What keeps us going is that we see the potential in the people that we meet, and that we really see them move forward and get back into society again. So it's the impact we have on lives that really change for good, and that is the best thing you can do for somebody else.
Yeah, when we see the girls, they are really broken when they come here, and when you read their history, it's all about problems. They are seen as a patient, and when they come here, they are very internally internalized.
Shy.
Yeah, they are shy, they are broken, they are bruised, damaged, they are broken. And what we see when they come here, we see potential, we see talent, we see gifts, we see what God has given on their lives. That's how we see. We don't see a patient, we see a young woman with potential, and that's how we see it, how we want to see these young women. And that's also how I see the people I am coaching and I'm training. I always see potential. That's how we look at people.
And it's important to stress it out, because we've gone into a habit of criticizing all the time, because we're looking for perfection. So when we see somebody different, we start to criticize, and we can't to put all this negativity out there, and sometimes with ourselves actually. So it's important to really stress out all the value, the key thing that you just mentioned. Look at the potential, look at the strength, and look at it from a different point of view, and that's really fantastic. So I just want to give you the opportunity just to. I have one question actually for you, Michael, because obviously you're doing all this work. How do you use it in your very rigid entrepreneur life? like you said, you know, you work in IT, which is really very Cartesian. And, you know, how do you use all this, I mean, all that you do and learn in your new structure with the girls and with Carola to optimize or, you know, to help you in what you do and make you successful?
It's always about people.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you are talking with a young woman who has serious mental health care issues,
Yes.
or an entrepreneur who has challenges,
Mm-hmm.
or an employee who is not motivated, it's always about the people.
Mm-hmm.
So you always meet on a personal level, and you try to understand what's moving them,
Mm-hmm.
what's bothering them, what's triggering them,
Mm-hmm.
and always look, okay, from in terms of perspective and potential. So it's for us, it's always about creating perspective, new perspectives, helping people to create new perspectives, because where there's no perspective, where there are no dreams, no vision, there's nothing. And unfortunately many people have that big black blanket over them, over their lives. They don't see the future, they don't see the perspective, they don't see it's all from a negative. And the whole world, the news,
Exactly.
it's very negative. When you hear the songs on the radio, it's crazy. When I start yelling this at a school where young people are, they're going to arrest me if I'm going to shout the text, some what you hear on the radio from some rappers. It's crazy, but that's the world where we are living in. That's how it is. Okay, and we always have to look at ourselves. Okay, what can we do to contribute? What can we give? How can we create? How can we help? So that's how we address this, and how we want to look at this.
And I love this perspective, because sometimes we always think that things are going to be changed or things are going to be solved by somebody else, or you know, and we wait, but we have the power to actually impact, you know, the world, to make it better. It might be a small step, but you know, by staying consistent and really, you know, trying to get a momentum with other people, connecting with other people, the ripple effect can be tremendous. And I think that's the message. I hope the audience is listening. That's really the message that I want them to keep, is that don't wait for somebody else to, you know, to solve your problem or to solve the problem of the world. You can start where you are and start putting, you know, one foot, and then, you know, you meet somebody else in the middle. So that's fantastic. Just for, I mean, we're getting to the end of the show. I just want to, you know, ask you to have, you know, the last word, and tell us, you know, for people who want to connect with you, where they can connect, and you know, how they can continue the discussion if they want to continue or know a little bit more about what you're doing, because I know there's probably more that you can tell, but obviously in 1 hour it's not enough.
The easiest way is, of course, via Facebook. All our information is on your page. So we are really open, because we are very internationally oriented. We travel the world, and we help people in all kind of places. And we always love when we're working with people. We want to really connect on a personal level. So really I'm really looking forward, Mariah, to meet each other personally. That would be really great. We had some great discussions and conversations already. And in that conversation, you get to see the heart. You feel the heart of the other person, and then you know, okay, we're on the same level. And So I think that's the most simple way is via Facebook to connect, to reach out, and we will be more than happy to connect.
Fantastic. Carola, anything to add, or is there any event coming or any workshop that you feel like, I don't know, there's probably people from the Netherlands gonna hear that. I have quite a lot of friends. I've lived in the Netherlands actually. I've lived 2 years in the Netherlands. Yeah, it's quite a long time, but yeah, so I know a few people. So I don't know if there's something coming up that we can advertise or talk about. Let me know.
Yeah, well, I'm speaking next Monday on a Powerful Business Women Network, and that's in The Hague. And the beginning of next year, I'm starting with the new workshops, and the workshops I used to do them last year. But I didn't this year, and people are asking for it, so I start with Women, Horses and God, and it's a spiritual workshop where you connect and work on your own empowerment.
Okay, all right. Do you do anything online, or it's all live? Obviously, with animals, it's pretty difficult. But
I do a lot. I do a lot live with the animals, but I'm working on new programs so I can do them with the horses, but not you being present, but you being online. So that's a new thing that's starting in 2020. And I'm a PMA coach. It's a progressive mental alignment coach, and to help people just get rid of their bag and their baggage, and to empower them. And that's on online as well.
Okay, all right.
And Carola, also where horses are, she got invited to the US, to Germany, France, all over the world. And perhaps for some people to reach out personally, next week I will be in the USA, in Los Angeles. A very big convention, very big event. I'm going to post that on my Facebook today. So that would be a great opportunity to meet in the US.
Okay, as well. Okay, so that's good. So a lot going on, and I think we've all been educated today. I mean, that was my case, and I hope the audience also like it. I've learned so much. It's been a very inspiring, time with you two. So thank you so much, Michael and Carola. I'll be in touch because I'm really fascinated by what you do. And I thank you for being on the show and taking the time to share your knowledge and your insights, because it's not always, easy. So to the audience, I hope you took a lot of notes, because there's been a lot of learning, a lot of knowledge shared, and please get in touch with Michael and Carola. They have so much to share, and they are beautiful souls. So please reach out to them and learn from them. And remember, you are limitless, and we've seen through Carola and Michael experience that that's the case. You are limitless. You can, make an impact to make the world better. You have to think beyond your self-limiting belief and really go, take action to make the world better, because you can't just sit and wait for life to happen to you. God has given you the tools, use them. Exactly. Thank you very much, and see you for the next episode in about an hour. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you. All the best.
All the best to you too.
Blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye.